Hi guys, welcome back to The Property King. For today's episode, we're going to discuss the difference between married to and spouses when it comes to titling instruction for the purchase of real estate property. So, when you say married to and spouses, when you think about it, it should be the same, right? Because in both cases, the civil status of both parties is still married. So, why would you go for the married to versus the spouses in the first place? So the first reason is by way of convenience, because usually when you purchase property to developers and if only one of the spouses is available to sign, let's say, the reservation agreement or the contract to sell, even the deed of absolute sale, because maybe the other party, the spouse, is not based in the Philippines, maybe he or she is based, let's say, in the US or other countries as an OFW, it might make sense, to name it as married to. So for example, Mr. Santos married to Mrs. Santos, something like that. Okay, so in that case, only Mr. Santos needs to sign documents up to, from the reservation agreement to the contract to sell down to the deed of absolute sale. But when it comes to the title, especially when you're going to pick up the title from the developer, when you're fully paid already, when you sign the deed of absolute sale, and it's already available for pickup, then you need your spouse to be there, okay? Physically, he or she needs to be there, both spouses, in order to receive the title, even if the property was named as married to and not spouses. Why? This is to protect, of course, because the title is the foremost proof over the property. It's your ultimate proof that you're the owner of the property. And because you're married, legally, both of you own that property. Unless, of course, you have a prenuptial agreement wherein you have a separation of properties. But that's besides the point. In most cases, when you pick up the title from the developer, you would need your spouse to be there, regardless if it's a married to or spouse's titling instruction. Okay? The only way that you'll be able to pick up the title without the presence of your spouse if you have a special power of attorney, which in that case also needs to be signed by your spouse who's not available. The only way for you to be able to get the title without the presence of your spouse is to have a notarized special power of attorney. Or if the spouse is based abroad, then the document needs to be consularized. Okay, the SPA needs to be consularized. So that's one of the reasons. It's for convenience. Another less popular reason why some spouses tend to write married to instead of spouses is because they want to hide the purchase from their spouse. Okay, so for example, you're Mr. Santos again. This is just a fictional character, by the way. I'm not referring to any particular client named Mr. Santos. Let's say Mr. Santos wants to hide the property from his wife, right? He doesn't want his wife to know about the purchase. So what he'll do is he'll instruct the developer to name it as married to. So it's going to be Mr. Santos married to Mrs. Santos. All of the documents will be sent to his address, okay? In some cases, they choose an address where the wife would not be able to see the document. Okay, so there are cases like that. But in the end, your wife will still know about the property. Why? Because if you want to pick up the title, again, you need the SPA from your wife, to be able to authorize you to pick up the title. Or if you get a loan, okay, even if it's married to, the bank will require both spouses to sign the document, the papers, okay? And if the spouse is not there, in that case, if Mrs. Santos is not available, there needs to be an SPA. So you can't go around that. And when you sell the property, it's the same thing. Both spouses need to sign the document, the deed of sale, or they have to be present when the transaction is being made. And if not, then an SPA again needs to be executed. So in both cases, it's actually the same. Married to and spouses are just the same. The only difference is convenience on the first part of the property purchase, the first stages before the title is turned over, to the owners. So I hope that clarifies the concern about married to and spouses. And if you like this video, please be sure to smash the like button down below. Follow the channel by subscribing if you're new. Please be sure to press that bell button down below so you're notified each time we release new content. Follow our social media accounts in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or even Twitter. We have a Twitter account. If you want to book a free property consultation with me, just send an email at rk@propertyking.ph and check out our website at www.propertyking.ph. Again, this is RK from Property King. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, let's all grow wealthy together. Goodbye.